chats here at the Carlton Cinema in downtown Toronto with editor and director Brett Sullivan. How does it feel to win a Canadian Screen Award for your work on Flashpoint?
Well, it's quite a surprise because the pool of editors that were nominated are all very well respected and have a great body of work as well. And Flashpoint, though, to be honest, it was a real unique experience to work on Flashpoint. It was just such a big show that had a lot of opportunities to make the material look good. And it's also one of the shows that I've worked on as an editor that gives you so much material and is so fast-paced that it was just a joy to work on as an editor because you're just given this giant amount of material and it just goes fast, cut. So luckily the episode that I won the C.S.A. award was an episode where a airplane is on a tarmac and gets hijacked. So a Canadian show that has a giant jet on a tarmac, and there's the Flashpoint strategic response unit is going in and protecting the hostages, and there's gunplay, but on a jet on a tarmac, that doesn't happen in Canadian television very often. So I was just fortunate enough to have a great director in David Frizee to provide me with this amount of material that just looked great, and so it was fun.
And when you have so much material, is it difficult to choose what you want, or is there always a clear choice for you?
Well, there's no clear choice. It's all a matter of, I guess, degrees, and the permutations of what you select is infinitesimal. There's at 24 frames per second, and you have a shooting ratio of, I don't know what it is, a lot. Like you're getting 4 or 5 hours of material a day. They shoot for 8 days. That's 40 hours of material, say, for a 1 hour show. That's 40 to 1 ratio. So there's a lot of permutations and various choices to be made, not just in the editing of the shots, but in the sequence of the scenes, in the choice of the music, in the selection of what we tell the audience when in the narrative. So there's so many choices to be made in editing, not just on Flashpoint, but any show.
Right. And do you have any tricks of the trade that you could tell to, aspiring editors?
Tricks of the trade. There are no rules. I mean, a lot of people say there are rules, like you cut here or you don't cut there. And the more you do it, the more you realize that there aren't any rules. And of course, I have some shortcuts that I know to try things sooner than I wouldn't, but every editor works differently. I know other editors that, they start with one shot and they build upon that. Other editors start with the what. It's just, there's so many different ways to do it, because like I said, there's so many different permutations for editing. You can change a story dramatically by depending on what shot you open on, what shot you end on, switching a scene around, choosing when someone looks away versus when someone makes eye contact. And they may not have done that on purpose, but if I choose not to make eye contact, it says a different story than if I do. There's just so many little things like that. So yeah, it's hard to say.
And you're currently working on Orphan Black, which stars Tatiana Maslany. Tell me a little bit about that show and what we can expect.
It is a fantastic show. I've worked on lots of shows, and I feel very, very blessed to be on this show. It's a lot of fun. It has a good sense of humor. It's very unique. And Tatiana, I don't think I'm giving too much away to say that Tatiana plays multiple roles in the show, and she is just a superstar. She's fantastic. Everyone loves Tat, and she does such a great job because every character she plays is so unique. And for her to get to say all these different accents and all these different storylines, and sometimes be in a scene with herself. So she's acting, if that's you, but Tatiana's playing that role and Tatiana's playing this role, and it's certainly confusing for us to edit, and I'm sure it's super confusing for her to star in, and it's just a lot of fun.
And you are a director as well. Your directorial feature debut did amazingly well on the feature circuit. What do you have coming up?
Tatiana, by the way.
Yeah.
Tatiana was in it, and she was, again, this great actor that just brings so much to the story, because Tatiana is one of the few, not the few, I shouldn't say the few, but she's an actor that brings so much to the table. Usually, sometimes you get actors and they require, or they are they need direction, whereas Tatiana comes in and she would automatically start moving around and knows what she wants to do, and often you have to get Tat to not move around so much because she's so enthusiastic and always brings something to the scene, which is fantastic. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's okay. And what types of directorial projects do you hope to be coming up in the future?
Oh, Well, television is so great right now. We're experiencing this, I don't want to say golden age, but television is such a fantastic medium nowadays compared to the feature industry, particularly in Canada, but worldwide. I'm kind of disappointed in the feature industry that it seems like all the big films and all the big budget shows are sequels or remakes, and it's quite disappointing that it's not unique stories anymore. And particularly in Canada, we're not getting to tell as many unique stories that find a mass market. So I'm looking forward to more television, which is fun because we're telling great stories in television. But I have a few feature projects that I'm been trying to get going for many, many years, and I'm still trying. You know, you got to find and push to get that feature project going. I have a passion project that I've been working on for about 15 years now, and it's just finding the right partner to help me make it. So, yeah.
And is there a place where we can check out you and all of the projects that you're developing online?
No.
IMDb?
Well, you can see that on IMDb, but you know, I'm sure every person who is in this field has many projects, and a lot of them are just, you know, they're a script on the bedside table, or they're a script underneath the pile of other 10 scripts that you've been working on. Just hopefully one day that I'll, you know, get some of them more made. It's hard to say I'm going to stop working in all these great television shows, to stop work and put on the brakes and do a movie, which takes a year or a year and a half or 2 years, whereas television, it's usually someone else's project, and I'm brought on, and I get to, you know, it's already been developed, and I just come on and work as an employee, kind of. So it's different.
And what advice would you give to someone who's aspiring to get into the business?
Just do it. I mean, I think you really have to just go out there and do it, whether it's making your own thing or not. I remember when I first started directing, it was just practicing and practicing and practicing, and you learn something all the time about directing and working with actors, or figuring out what shots can go with what other shots, or just things that work. It's all just practice and do it. And if you get good enough, people will want to work with you and do it. And I think the key, and this is what I learned in back when I went to school for this, I hate saying this because you always make fun of it when I was in school, it was attitude. Just have a good attitude. Enjoy it. Don't be the one that's like, yeah, it's a problem, but we'll fix it. Or, yeah, I don't care if I have to make coffee, I'll do that. I don't, just be enthusiastic about the show you're working on, and be enthusiastic about making an exciting project.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on your C.S.A. win and all of your terrific work, and best of luck with your upcoming projects.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats here at the Carlton Cinema in downtown Toronto.